Howdy, Trailhounds. This is episode 19. Corgi says hello. We'll be walking along the balds again with Thomas the Trailhound and Old Man. Thank you for joining Diogenes of America and my spoken word philosophical parable series. 19 of 52. We're coming up to the end of Act 2 of 5 planned acts. So, let's get into it. Episode 19, The Bald Day. After the ponies, I expected the trail to give us more. That's not how the trail works. The trail gives you what you need, not what you're looking for. And we needed, apparently, was nothing. No trees, no cover, no animals to read us, no people to confuse us, just wind, just walking, just the flat, gray sky, sitting on top of the world like it owned the place. The balls. I've heard other dogs talk about them at water sources. Big dogs, mountain dogs, dogs who'd been through twice. They always said the same thing about the balls. They'll find everything you thought you left behind. I didn't understand that then. I do now. The silence. The woods have a noise, even when it's quiet. The woods are talking. Branches, water, wind through leaves, so they don't forget what they are. The balds don't talk. The balds just wait. We walked through 3 miles of open grass, and the only sound was the old man's boots and the wind asking the same question over and over in a language I'm still learning. I kept looking for something to smell. There wasn't much. Rain coming later. Old fire from somewhere east. The old man, coffee, and wool, and something I can only describe as the particular scent of a person who has been carrying something for a very long time. Every person smells different, but some people smell like what they're holding. The old man smelled like that. The pouch. He took it out at lunch. We'd stop at windbreak. 2 boulders that had apparently agreed to block for each other since the last ice age. He ate. I ate. The sky stayed gray and patient. Then he reached into the breast pocket of his jacket, the one he rarely ever reached into, pulled out a small cloth pouch, drawstring, brown, worn smooth at the edges, the way things get worn when they've been touched by the same hand 10,000 times. He didn't open it right away. He just held it, turned it over, looked at it the way you look at something that used to be part of a different life. I put my chin on his knee. That's my signal for I'm here. You don't have to explain. He looked at me. You know what this is, Thomas? I did not know what that was. Mustard seeds. He loosened the drawstring and tilted the pouch toward me. Small, brown, almost nothing. Seeds so small, you'd lose them in a sneeze. Carried these for a long time, he said, from a life that doesn't exist anymore. The wind moved through the grass around us. He pulled the drawstring tight again. Funny thing about mustard seeds, they're almost nothing. You could drop one on this ball and never find it again. Wouldn't even matter. Wouldn't even leave a hole in the world. He held up the pouch, looked through it like it might be see-through. It wasn't. But give it dirt and time and a little rain, and it grows into something bigger than you'd expect. Bigger than the seed ever looked like it could carry. He set the pouch on his knee next to my chin. I used to think I needed big changes, big decisions, big moments. He looked out across the ball, miles of open nothing. And it was somehow more than everything. Turns out, most of life changes from very small things you carry over a very long time. We sat there. The wind kept asking its questions. I didn't have an answer either, but I didn't need one. Some questions aren't looking for answers. Some questions are just the sound of something very old thinking out loud. What the balls teach. The woods teach you how to walk. You learn to read roots. You learn mud from solid. You learn where to put your feet so the ground holds you. The mountains teach you how to suffer. Elevation, weight, thin air. Specific math, how far your body will go before it asks you a serious question about your intentions. But the balds teach you something different. The balds teach you how to be alone with your own thoughts without trying to run from them. No trees to look at, no trail problem to solve, no root to dodge, no branch to duck, just you and the sky and everything you brought with you, whether you meant to or not. I noticed the old man walked differently on the balls in the woods. He moves forward. He's always forward. Eyes down, feet sure, eating miles. Like a man with something to prove to the distance. On the balds, he slows. Not because it's harder. It's actually easier. No obstacles, flat grass, clean sightlines. He slows because he's thinking. I could see it in his shoulders. The way they settle differently, lower, less deliberate, like something unclipped. The woods make him walk like he's solving a problem. The balds make him walk like he's remembering he is one. The campfire. We made camp on the edge of the bald. One side open, sky, grass, wind, stars, eventually. One side closed, scrub trees crouched against the weather. He built a small fire, not a cook fire, a thinking fire. Small, controlled, just enough to give the dark something to push against. The stars came out on the balls. The stars are different. No canopy to frame them. No filter. Just the full thing, wall to wall. From everywhere to everywhere. I sat next to him. He took out the pouch again, didn't open it, just held it in one hand while the other turned the fire stick. After a long time, he said, I gave one of these to her once, just a few seeds on a paper fold, told her we'd grow them into something. He stopped. She planted one. He stopped again. It grew. The fire said something in the language of fires. He didn't say anything else about it. Didn't have to. I've learned that the old man speaks in two languages. There's the language he uses when he wants you to hear, and there's the silence he uses when something matters too much. To risk the words getting it wrong. That was the second language. I laid down against his leg. He put his hand on my back without looking. The stars kept going. The mustard seeds stayed in the pouch. The fire got small and went to coals. We slept. The morning thought. This is the part that Thomas doesn't say aloud. This is what he's thinking at dawn, looking east. I thought the old man was walking away from his old life. The way he moves, the way he doesn't talk about it, the way certain silences have shapes. And his shaped like leaving. But I'm starting to think I had it wrong. He's not walking away from it. He's carrying it. The mustard seeds, whatever she planted, whatever grew, whatever ended, or changed, or became something he had to walk away from before he could walk toward. He's carrying all of it, every step, every mile, one seed at a time. Maybe that's the point. Maybe this whole trail isn't about leaving. Maybe it's about deciding what to plant when you finally find the right ground. To close, episode 19, we walked the balds for the most of 2 days. The fog came in the second afternoon and turned the world white and smaller than it looked. Good kind of small. The kind where it's just you and the next 10 feet. The old man hummed something, low, a melody I didn't recognize. Something with no words, or maybe all the words in the pauses. We didn't see another person. We didn't need to. At the end of the second day, the trail moved back into the trees. The old man paused at the edge, one hand on the last scrub pine before the woods. He stood there for a moment, half on the ball, half in the shade. I sat next to him. He looked back. The wind was still moving through the grass. The sky was just sky. Then he walked into the trees, and the woods closed around us again, and the balds were behind us, like a thought you'd finally finished thinking, but not forgotten, never forgotten. Thomas the Trailhound is a spoken word series, narrated by the Hound, about an old man who may or may not be running, about a trail that has opinions, about seeds carried in small cloth pouches, about what you plant when you're ready to stop moving. Next week, we're moving into the last 3 episodes now, so 2021-22, as we end the fall season of the walk along the Appalachian Trail northbound. It'll be a pretty good transition as we end Act 2 and start Act 3, which is going to be quite serious. So, if you've made it this far, thank you for listening to my spoken word series honoring my Irish and Ojibwa ancestors. God bless you. I wish you all well, fellow citizens of the digital agora. Like, share, subscribe for more. Diogenes of America.